One of the best things that will help your hair grow and thrive is moisture and moisture retention. If you're struggling with dryness, brittleness, frustrating breakage, moisture retention, or your hair is never retaining length, then this butter may be the game changer. This butter is packed with powerful and effective ingredients that will seal and lock in moisture, promote hair growth, stronger strands, length retention, reduce breakage, dryness, frizz, and brittleness. So if this is what you've been looking for, please watch this video to the very end. Now, for this recipe, the first thing you're going to be needing is shea butter. Shea butter is a natural moisturizer that provides intense hydration and moisture to the hair to brittle, dry, and frizzy hair. It also softens the hair, making the hair easier to manage, creating a protective barrier on the hair, and adding a healthy shine to the hair. I used about 2 tablespoons of my shea butter because that is all I had left at the moment. So if you have more, go ahead and use more. All right, if I had more, I would have used more also. The next ingredient you're going to be using for this recipe is the cocoa butter. Cocoa butter deeply moisturizes and nourishes dry, damaged, or brittle hair. It makes the hair softer and improves hair elasticity. It also reduces breakage and split ends. Now, I use just about 1 tablespoon of my cocoa butter. Now, like I said earlier, if you have more, go ahead and use more. The next thing we're going to be using is Amla. Amla is also known as the Indian gooseberry and it's such a big deal when it comes to Ayurveda. Amla increases and promotes blood circulation in the scalp, stimulates hair growth. It also strengthens the hair shaft, reducing breakage and hair fall. It also reduces premature graying of the hair. I also made use of my Chebe powder. Chebe is very effective when it comes to protecting hair strands and ensuring healthy long-term hair growth by preventing breakage and split ends. Chebe prioritizes length retention. It also strengthens the hair shafts, improving elasticity and resilience. And by reducing breakage and improving hair health, Chebe promotes fullness and thickness of the hair. The next ingredient I made use of for this recipe is my rosemary. Rosemary is also a top Ayurvedic ingredient which stimulates blood circulation in the scalp, stimulating hair follicles and promoting healthy hair growth, strength, and thickness. The next thing I'll be using for this recipe is my moringa. Moringa is packed with vital vitamins, minerals, and compounds that work together to nourish hair follicles and strengthen strands. It promotes hair growth, prevents hair loss, breakage, thinning, and improves scalp health and delays premature graying of the hair. Now, this is what I have after I've added everything. Now, please note that you must not use all the herbs that I've used, and as well, you can also add more. Now, once you're done adding all your ingredients, the next thing to do is to double boil. This is going to get the butters to melt and also get the ingredients to fully infuse into the butter and release all the amazing nutrients into the butter. So you guys, when you're trying this, please make sure you have enough butter that is going to be enough for the amount of ingredients you're going to use, or you just use like half a tablespoon of all of the other ingredients if you're going to be using my exact measurement of butters. So for example, I use 1 tablespoon of my other ingredients. Please reduce it to half a tablespoon. All right, so it can align with the proportion of the butter that I use. So once I was done double boiling, once everything has melted and infused, I set it down and then allowed it to cool a little bit. Please do not allow it to get very cold because this is shea butter. I don't want it to start solidifying on you. The next thing to do is to strain. So pull out your wig cap, your cheesecloth, or whatever it is you use to strain. Pour in your mix into it and allow it to strain. Now, once I was done pouring, what I did was to squeeze everything out. I made sure to squeeze all the butters, all the oils out of this. Now you can see I have very little quantity. That is because of the amount of butter I use. That's why I said you should use more butters. Okay, if you have more butters, go ahead and use that. So once I was done with this part, you can see I still have lots and lots of residues that are settled on that. And I do not want that, even though it's just for personal use. I really do not want that. So the next thing I did was to strain it again with a cheesecloth that has tinier holes than the wig cap. Now this is what I should have done earlier, but I decided to play with my wig cap first. But if you do not have any issues with the residues, please go ahead and proceed like that. So this is what I got after the second straining, after the second sieving. This is what I got. Still looking very little, but hold on. The next thing I did was to transfer to a plastic container, to transfer it to a container it's going to be in. And then All you need to do after this is to store in a cool place or just pop it into a refrigerator for a couple of minutes just so it can solidify because we're aiming for a butter, right? Exactly. So after it has solidified, this is what we have. Now, even though the quantity is not that much, this is going to serve me for about 2 to 3 weeks or thereabouts till I am fully able to restock. So yeah, I can make do with the quantity. Now, the first thing you have to do is get your hair hydrated and moisturized. Get your hair hydrated with water and then moisturize with a leave-in conditioner because this butter is majorly going to seal and lock in moisture. Okay, so I applied a little quantity. Please note that a little goes a long way, right? This butter spreads, so a little really does go a long way. So during application, I make sure it got to every single part of my hair, from the tips of my hair, because you all know the tips of your hair are very, very fragile and prone to breakage. From the tips of my hair to my hair strands down to my roots. Now notice I said my roots and not my scalp. You don't want this getting to your scalp because it has the ability to lead to build up and clog your hair follicles. And when your hair follicles are clogged, your hair growth is going to be stunted and your scalp is going to be really unhealthy for hair growth. So you can apply it to every other part of your hair except your scalp because it will be very heavy for your scalp. Now, if you have your hair in any protective style like I do, please make sure you squeeze it in gently but tightly just so it can penetrate into your hair strands. One of my favorite things about this butter is the shine it adds to your hair, the healthy shine it adds to your hair, and it also makes your hair very soft and easy to manage. So please make sure your hair is well hydrated before you apply this butter. Now, this butter is going to help strengthen your hair, it's going to help lock in moisture, it's going to help prevent dryness, brittleness, breakage, it's going to help promote hair growth, promote length retention. So you can see that this butter is packed with loads and loads of amazing benefits. You do not want to miss that. Another thing I love about this butter is how easy it is to make. Like you really do not have to do too much. There is not a lot of things you have to do and you really do not need so much product for this. Just a little of what you have can actually make do. You can see I had little shea butter and then I was able to come up with something. So you do not need so much for this. Now that will be all that for this video. I hope you found this video really helpful. Please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down there in the comment section. Share to people you think might need this video because over here we do not gatekeep. Subscribe to me if you're yet to subscribe already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.